trust in all. You catch me when I fall. When it's dark, you show me a light. Brighten through darkest night.
So, rolling. Yeah.
Okay. Need an intro.
Mm-hmm.
Special guest, do an intro.
Dee-da-ba-ba-da-do. Dee-da-ba-ba-da-do.
Yes.
Dee-da-ba-ba-da-do.
Welcome to One Watch. Here we are today. It's Sam Hicksman, Sam McKinstry, and Gregg.
You've forgotten his surname, haven't
Don't
you?
know his surname. Ibbotson. That's the one.
Yay, that's my name.
Yeah. Greg, you're an actor. We're going to be working with you.
Looking forward to it.
I mean, like professional actor, not actor in life.
Right. Well,
Technically, the same thing.
We're all acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I think with acting, it's more that you can justify being a child because you're allowed to play, and when you're an adult, it's mostly frowned upon, especially one reaches middle aged and one is supposed to have adulty type hobbies like mortgages and debt and things. But it's much better to be whisked away into any sort of time or fairy tale, which is the joy of acting, really.
Nice. I always feel acting is reasonably close on the page to prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you set your own boundaries.
Yeah, they call it breaking into acting.
They
I'm
do.
sure there's a pun there along the lines of prostitution, so I don't want to go down that route. But it is, it does feel like that because there's no defined career path. Any other, like you want to be a doctor, a surgeon, an engineer, an astronaut. There's a defined path. With acting, it's just a mixture of hard work and consistency and persistence.
And occasionally you turn blind corners and end up working with us. But yeah, so you're an actor and a singer. You got a band.
Try to be.
Let's plug the band. Here is special guest. We're giving him a free plug. Gregg and the band.
That is it. That is the name, because I couldn't think of what to call the band, so I just attached my name to and the band. It sounds like a jazz trio, but it's not.
I'm going to count to 30. You have that many seconds to put as many links and describe and explain where people can find you, listen to your stuff, etc.
Okay.
I'm beginning now.
Okay.
Hashtag
so,
Tom Hinksman.
Okay,
on
so
Instagram.
basically, the music is meant to have the themes of kind of reassurance and moving on to new beginnings, which is the name of the album. I kind of went Australian then for a minute. That was a bit bizarre. So yeah, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube at facebook.com/Gregg Music. That's Gregg.
Tom Hinksman Art, Tom Artist, and Deviant Art, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, cheers.
Greg, please continue.
You went
okay.
This is a guest and an actor.
I
He
thought I had
had
to
his 30
pause.
seconds.
Okay, that's
Finish your
it.
links.
So yeah,
Fingers
basically,
Productions.
the album is called New Beginning by Gregg and the band. Check it out. It's on SoundCloud, YouTube, all the social things, and there's a whole host of videos, including actresses and actors that are in that we know as well.
Gregg and the band, 1G or 2?
3 Gs, like the phone network.
G-R-E-G-G-G.
No, just Gregg. But in total, there's 3
Three,
Gs.
yeah. G-R-E and then G-G. It's Gregg with 2 Gs. Have I
Yes.
ever spelled it with 1? I'm sorry if I...
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I couldn't.
There'll
read it
probably be
anyway.
links below.
Yeah, there's links below as well. If this makes it out.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, there's links below.
Oh, unless someone deletes the audio.
If you're not listening to it, you shouldn't.
That was the entire project, is just the audio.
Well, you didn't know until I told you, so I'm going to show about your attention. Sorry, Greg.
So,
You're going to have to get past it, Tom. It's a
You
new
put-
year.
well,
It's
you
a
put
new
one-
year.
You put up one version, so I assume the second version we were just waiting for.
Yeah, it didn't.
are any of these hearable, listenable?
The one watch, yeah, this
Yeah.
would be like the 4th or 5th, maybe
Oh,
even
cool.
6th.
I'll have to go back and listen to them and compare them.
Well,
This will be a benchmark now. It's got my voice on it, in it.
yeah, well, probably best you didn't for getting you in today. But here we go. Right, so one watch, that was a nice, long introduction.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. We just talk about things we've watched, if we think they're worth talking about. I sort of have one thing, but I'm going to see where you guys go. Tom, you said you might have 1 or 2 things.
I have
I feel
a few
Gregg.
things.
We should start with Gregg. Let's
Yeah.
go Gregg. Let's get him in here.
I saw Arrival. You guys, have you seen that?
Arrival.
Yes, with Amy Adams and Michael Rayner. Renner. Have you seen it?
No. Spoiler warning
Good
if
film.
you're going to spoil.
No spoilers.
Okay, let's see it go.
Just that it was not what I expected. So, in a good way, I was pleasantly surprised. I assumed it was a traditional sci-fi kind of film, along the lines of Alien, the newer Alien. So I didn't think it'd be great, but anyway, it was a discount ticket. So, however, it was not much to do with aliens. There was no fighting as such. It was all to do with how we as humans could communicate with a species of which we have no prior literature on, and so how are we going to communicate with these, and how the only way we could possibly achieve it is if somehow all the nations of the world come together and work as one, which is a nice feeling, but is naturally quite unrealistic. The good thing about this film, it's not made by the Americans, which is probably why it didn't have all the explosions in. It wasn't a Michael Bay film for a start. It was a French film company, quite a large budget, but quite a small scale film. So it was generally quite enjoyable, uplifting, and quite, what's the word? I was going to say smooth, but that isn't the word. It had a nice kind of,
I believe the French is va-va-voom.
Vavavoom, not quite.
Joie de vivre.
Didn't have any sort of
Whoa.
any Cleos in it. Basically, when the credits rolled, I had to sit there for a good 5 minutes just going, okay.
Absorbing it.
Yeah, like, and I haven't felt like that since I saw the first Matrix in the cinema back in 1999. 1999.
Nice.
My goodness me, I'm old.
A bit, but that's fine. Okay. I have an issue here. So it's aliens and human contact with aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've seen 2 films that cover that without making the aliens into barbaric monsters that we have to destroy, a la Independence Day. K-Pax and Contact. And both of them were criminally boring. Really well acted, really well made.
K-Pax is
criminally
amazing.
K-Pax is the most boring thing in the world.
I've only watched it once, so maybe it's boring.
Oh, it's Kevin Spacey being an alien
Yeah.
without admitting he's an alien.
Really?
Uh,
In human form?
Yeah, and those people are like, you're just insane. He's like, no, I'm an alien. Well, and they and it's so boring.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
Predictable.
No, it's just boring. Kevin Spacey on his day is amazing, but Kevin Spacey as an alien pretending to be a human but admitting he's an alien is really dull, apparently.
Right. I shall not see that.
But this wasn't boring.
Well, I suppose if you to see it a second time, you obviously lose all the twists, so it might get a bit boring.
Were there a lot of twists and stuff then to keep it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is good and bad. So first time you watch it, you're like, and the second time, oh no, why?
Yeah.
But there are still things when I watched it the second time because I was that impressed. There was things that they do and the seeds that they lay that I kind of go, I didn't notice that before. It's all very cleverly written and linked together. But yeah, less action, more thinky.
Nice. Sounds
Well,
quite good.
Yeah.
Tom, do you want to jump in?
The things I've watched are a bit shit. Well, yeah. So I watched something called The Duff.
The Duff.
Yeah.
This is about Hilary Duff.
No.
Shame. The documentary about Hilary Duff called The Duff is money. I'm copyrighting that now.
Right.
Lizzie McGuire, right? That was Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So The
I
Duff.
thought she was a singer.
She
herself.
sings as well, and
Yeah.
she guest starred in Community.
Duffy? No.
No, it's not Duffy.
Duffy's different.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to think. She's not some Scottish.
No, she's like
Welsh.
a blonde American
Oh,
teen girl that.
It's not teen anymore.
Yeah.
like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I mean, she had it. She had everything.
She didn't sing.
Talking
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
Superpowers.
You haven't got one of those.
No.
So that's it.
Salem.
Yeah.
Some of my life lessons were learned from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah. Yeah. And he just kind of predict his zany anecdotes. Sorry, I interrupted again.
Harvey was in a coma, and Sabrina had to kiss him, but it would only work if it was true love's kiss, and if it wasn't, then he'd be in a coma forever. And then the aunts, Helga and Zelda,
Yeah,
and Zelda,
Helga.
were like, kiss him, it'll be fine. And Sabrina was like, I don't know if I love him, da da da. And Zelda's like, you just kiss him. And then eventually she kissed him, and then like the aunt's like, told you it'd work, and walked out. And then the aunts turned to each other and goes, how the hell did you know that would work? She goes, it's always love the first time. I just thought that was such a beautiful phrase. It's also really painful when it ends the first
Yeah.
time as well. Anyway, back to you. Duff.
Yeah.
What's Duff?
McDuff.
So-
Duff man.
Duff stands
Oh,
for
yeah.
Designated Ugly Fat Friend.
Oh dear.
Okay, what did you watch this on, and where's this
Netflix.
going? Right?
It's a really shit teen movie.
It's probably
That's
got lots of
basically-
views as well.
Have you ever? It's got quite high stars,
Oh,
so
God.
it was on recently added, and I was just like, I'm just gonna watch like the first thing on recently added.
Mm.
Yeah. So you know all those American films that happened a lot in the 90s, where it's basically geek or ugly girl or you know, like weird kid gets a makeover on a bet type shit thing.
The way everyone remade, was it Pretty Woman? Richard Gere, where he's like, I could get this woman to sleep with me. I want to bet. I can make this woman into a lady.
That's Indecent Proposal.
No, that's not
No.
Decent Proposal. No, that's not Decent Proposal.
Pretty Woman's the prostitute one.
Might not be Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
There's some film, it's really famous. I'm pretty sure it's Richard Gere, and there's like this woman, and she's all like common.
Kinky
Yeah.
Boots.
No, it's not Kinky Boots either. And my mum did that as a charade. It was really fucking weird. At New Year's Eve.
Yeah. How does that guy who's so big walk so smoothly in heels? I've never know that.
Ooh,
It's just this. Yeah.
you can't teach that.
No, you probably could. There's probably an academy in America, probably the same people that produced this show, Duffy McDuff, but it does sound
Yeah.
pretty awful.
Yeah, it's
How many
pretty
episodes did you watch?
No, it's just one film.
Oh, film.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut because I want to finish. There's a film, and he teaches us to say the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain, and that's the whole like point of it.
Yeah.
And then he wins the bet, but then they find out, oh, you made the bet, da da da, and then it goes wrong. And there's loads of like teen movies that took that storyline and went, this
Yeah.
is that storyline now.
Yeah,
Pretty sure
basically.
Loser is that storyline.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's that one, except for the moral at the end is be yourself, as
You've
opposed to be
spoiled
a
it
massive
now.
slut.
You've
You don't need to
spoiled
watch
it.
it. Just watch any of the other ones,
It's like a lot of American
and
teen
then
films.
like pretend that they're not a slut at the end.
I'm definitely not going to watch this.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't.
might actually. No, you've mentioned it.
Yeah.
But then you did tell me to watch the Nativity.
You should watch
Nativity.
it.
I have watched the Nativity.
Well, you started watching it before.
I
With
think,
David Brent, not David Brent, the other guy from Doctor Who. He's in it.
the guy from Sherlock.
No.
The second one, David Tennant was in the
Tennant.
second one.
Oh,
The
okay.
first one was the
Martin
guy from
Freeman.
Martin Freeman. The Nativity was not worth the half hour.
It's fucking
ridiculous.
amazing.
We're moving on. Ruining
Yeah.
Christmas. Move
So,
on. Yeah, Duff.
So yeah, that's not worth watching.
Okay. Greg, are
That's
you going to watch
something I've
it?
watched.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing I watched was Eddie Strongman, which is about Eddie Hall, the British strongman who I believe currently has the world's strongest deadlift record. And yeah, it's just about this guy from Stoke that is determined to be the world's strongest man.
Did he have a Stokey accent?
Yeah,
Nice.
massive guy, looks like a Bronson type person, and it was entertaining for what it was.
Is he really nice?
He is, and he's not. Like, he has this whole thing of, like, his persona for being a strongman is to be the dick, like, be the cunt
Right.
of strongman. But, like, you even have him, like, talking, like, other guys talking about him. It's just, like, he's not a dick at all. He's, like, one of the nicest guys around there. He's just fucking pointing on. He's
Yeah.
always pointing on.
He gave half his paycheck
Yeah.
to the orphans.
You know, he goes around, he does loads of stuff for his fans. He's really fucking nice and happy. But then when he gets into the thing, he's like, he like swears at his opponents and stuff, and he's beating them, and
Yeah.
does all this like cocky sort of macho
Acting
shit,
as
but,
well.
like, yeah,
Come full circle.
yeah. So yeah,
Nice.
that's worth watching compared to the other one.
Nice.
It's kind of like a strongman version of that Arnold Schwarzenegger pump film.
Pumping Iron.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it as homoerotic?
No.
Or- no.
No.
It's, I might
Well,
still
So
watch
it's
it.
the strongman version. Yeah,
And the Pacifier, is that him? Or is that the other guy?
that's
Vin
Vin Diesel.
Oh, why did I watch that?
Because it's Vin Diesel. He's great.
Yeah, he's awful.
I love Vin Diesel. He like.
He's a super spy that pretends to be a babysitter.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
He's pretty solid in terms of like, punching things, but he's just at that level where he's just good enough to get his words out. It's like watching the Rolling Stones. They're always at that point where you think it's going to be a complete train wreck, but it never is.
Yeah.
And that it's just about held together throughout the entire gig. And same with his acting. You think these scenes are going to get worse and worse, and they never do. They never quite fall below that lowest thing, but they're never
Yeah.
amazing.
He's very good
But-
at being in Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel is extremely good at being Vin Diesel.
Apparently he was a
Right.
bouncer before he did this. I don't know if that was him or Jason Statham, who's also very fixed in what he does.
Yeah.
Driving Audis, shooting people.
Not such a big fan of Statham.
Nope.
Just stay away from Statham.
Don't like him.
But Vin Diesel, go watch Pitch Black. No, Pitch Black. Yeah. Pitch Black. He's
Pitch Black. Riddick.
Oh, he's so good in that. It's like the slightly psychotic, chaotic, neutral serial killer who you don't really know who he's gonna help or not. Vin Diesel. What I really like about Vin Diesel, right? Big, tough-looking guy. Lots of big, tough roles. If you ever watch an interview with him, after a minute, he runs out of the big, tough guy stuff to say, and he can't help himself and starts talking about geeky things. Like he starts talking about method acting, or he starts talking about Marvel Comics, or he starts talking about history, like World War history and historical figures. Like he's actually a huge geek trying to be a tough guy. Like the opposite of everyone else, where it's tough guys trying to sound smart. He is a smart guy trying to sound like the tough guy he looks like.
Yeah.
I really like Vin Diesel for that. Like every time. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy, they want him to be Drax, and he's like, "No, I'm Groot." It's like, he's a tree, we'll just record your voice. I'm Groot. I read the comics. I love Groot. I'm only doing the tree character.
Is that what he said?
That's what
he
he did.
it?
Yeah, and he recorded like 158 different takes of the phrase
Groot.
"I am Groot," and then did it in different languages because Groot had to have the voice of Groot. He couldn't have some French guy doing Groot's voice. He couldn't have a Spanish guy doing Groot's voice. No, 158 English versions of "I am Groot," and then however many French, Spanish, whatever. He would not let anyone else touch Groot. Groot's his character because he loves the Guardians of the Galaxy and he loves Groot. You gotta respect a guy who's that geeky, you know?
Yeah, you wouldn't notice. It was like, not only did you couldn't hear what he said because it changed his voice anyway. I was like, why did he bother doing that? It must have been because he just wanted to.
Yeah, and now in Guardians of the
We want to
Galaxy
give you a
2,
big part where you're going to be on screen properly, have quite a few lines and a bit of variation. Now I want to be the tree. I want to say I am Groot.
Yeah. There's okay, so my turn to say what I watch, right?
Yeah.
World of Sport. How do you feel about wrestling, Greg?
Not particularly partial to it.
Okay. I thought, being a theatre guy, I thought you'd appreciate the kind of.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's.
That's what I like about it because you know that they're all having a laugh. And I bet they just laugh, like even though they kind of putting up on a fake bravado, they're all laughing about it because it is quite funny. I bet it's quite enjoyable to do those sorts of things and be thrown on your back because it wouldn't hurt that much.
Depends what you're landing on and how often.
A chair.
Depends on the company that you're working for.
Yeah, there are a lot of them die. World of Sport, if people don't know, it was an old British thing from like 30 years ago. They had like names you'll hear like Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks. It was just very big, beefy men having like very terrible fights, but the crowds loved them, and it was like a big TV thing, and then it got taken off. A bit like darts, it was like, do working class, we want middle class shows here.
Yeah, here's tennis. Yeah.
Okay. I've always loved wrestling. I grew up as a kid when wrestlers did superhero things like beat up their bosses and exploded cars and all this cool shit.
Yeah.
And had monster trucks, and I still follow it now, but most of my time is spent watching old wrestling with Tom here and another friend. World of Sport, they brought it back for an ITV special. What was awesome is it was all British wrestlers.
I like Gladiators, I know that's a different thing.
Similar kind of vein, very ITV, like white middle class take on wrestling.
Wolf.
Yeah. There's a guy called Grado, he's Scottish and insane. There was a hell of a lot of Scottish. ICW is a Scottish wrestling promotion. We actually go to their shows when they come to Sheffield. And Grado was in it. Grado has done a thing with Danny Smith, our in-common friend actor, because she does wrestling management, and they did a whole gimmick where he kissed her and smudged her makeup. It was amazing. Like the pictures on it look great. But anyway, but there's one guy, and I love this guy. He's called Shah Samuels. I just want to talk about this guy. The show was great. I enjoyed it. It's like the editor was on coffee because he just kept cutting. Yeah. The amount of cuts was insane, and the cutting to the crowd, and the crowd aren't even doing anything. Like if the crowd's baying for blood or cheering a guy, cut to them, but don't just cut to some guys looking really bored. Right. Yeah. In the middle of a pin attempt as well. Like I'm watching 1, 2 cuts to the crowd don't make a noise, you look back, they're still fighting. You just assume it didn't end. There's a guy called Shah Samuels, right? And they call him the East End Butcher. In ICW he's now kind of a good guy and blah 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 blah. But he used to be a bad guy. And all he did was go around in a Cockney accent, really over the top, going, "Who are you mugs, you fucking mug, I might be your dad, you mug," and stuff. And on this, he played that guy again, and he's like the heel partner of the main bad guy. And the main bad guy like isn't that good in interviews, so to save it, Charles Samuels and this other guy would just gurn, and then Charles Samuels would be like, "You what, love? Oh, he's landed! Oh, I love him so much. I could watch him do that for an hour, and it'd just be the best rest of the show."
They should use him in the film Legend with Grey Twins.
Yeah.
It's about him doing it.
He would have been probably more interesting to watch than. I really like the craze with the brothers from Gold, Spandau Ballet. Like that was fine. I did not like the Tom Hardy.
It was quite stylized, wasn't it? It was very stylized.
There was a bar fight, and one of them walked out.
Oh, with the hammer.
Yeah, and he came back with a hammer later.
Yeah.
And while he'd gone, the other brother was like, "I'm gonna casually drink a pint while these 6 tough guys are around me and act really cool and smooth. And this should be a really badass scene, a la like anything Harrison Ford would do in a bar and cool guy stuff." And I just came out and I was like, "Do not care. I don't care. You could die right now. You're probably gonna beat them all up. I don't care either way. Your brother's probably gonna come back. I don't care. This is so boring. I don't care about any of these characters. And the only reason I have to care about any of it is the narrator, and all she sounds like is bored." I hated it. I didn't hate it, I just got really bored, so I never finished it.
I imagine it's quite annoying as well, because it's Tom Hardy, so you want it to be good.
Yeah, but it's Tom Hardy.
I want to care about you, but...
Okay, I love Tom Hardy as an actor, but Tom Hardy... Have we talked about this before? Did we talk about this when we went for tea?
I don't remember getting... No, not past this stage.
Right. There were 2 Tom Hardys, right? There is...
Oh, yeah.
Tom Hardy has lots of different performances and tweaks, but there are 2 like safe Tom Hardy roles. There's Tom Hardy cool guy and Tom Hardy crazy guy, right? One of them is like Bronson. One of them is like the spy film he did with...
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
No, not that one. The one, the guy from Star Trek, Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
There's him and Chris Pine. It might be Ryan Gosling I'm thinking of actually.
Tom was a bit lawless, but he played a big oaf.
Okay. Well, he has like this safe cool guy persona and then this like psycho persona, and Bronson is the summary.
Yeah.
That's the you know critical mass of that role. All he did is one is Bronson and one is his cool guy persona. There wasn't any tweaks or anything about either performance. It was like I've not seen Tom Hardy do stuff like that before. You know, it almost like one of them should have been like Bane just to vary it up a bit. It was just.
That would have been funny.
Oh, I can't see your ass, East London. You know, kind of stuff. Anyway, we should end this. It's probably gone on a while.
Yeah.
Greg, have you enjoyed it?
I've enjoyed it.
Yay.
Thank you for having me on.
Go on, you can plug yourself again.
I just can't do that. You can just copy and paste the intro.
Greg in the band with 2 Gs. It's music's really good.
Thank you very much.
I would describe it as like it's quite reminiscent to me of like the early 2000s sort of British indie stuff.
Before it all went to pot. You know, I was in HMV the other day, and maybe I should or shouldn't give out the titles of these albums because it might date the podcast. But normally you have like one duffer in an album chart, but there were so many. So what has happened? What has happened? I can't remember if I mentioned this the other day. Like number 1 was Someone Armstrong, who was a game show host. This isn't just like isn't not the classical charts. This is the UK charts. Number 2 was Michael Buble, which okay, he normally has a Christmas album out. Fair enough. But number 3 was Aled Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he been? Where's he come from? What's he doing here now? 4, Susan Boyle. 5,
Is she still alive?
Rick
Apparently.
I thought she was
Astley.
dead.
Rick Astley. So and there's I forget what the 6th one was, but I was looking at all these 6. I was like, they're all awful, but they're all in the top. They're all the top 5.
That's because they've all got fans that still buy music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Whereas people that listen to other stuff just download it off YouTube.
Yeah.
Barstools that they are.
So I'll go over 2 things with that. First one, don't worry about dating the podcast because the upload date will date the podcast.
Aha!
Yeah. And 2, Michael Bublé. So.
You know, right, I've never heard him sing live.
Yeah.
He uses auto-tune to the point where you can hear it as bad as Kanye West. And he doesn't need to use auto-tune.
Don't be starting no beef with Buble or West. We're not big enough. We can't take them in a fight.
Oh, no. All right,
One of them's the next
that guy's
president,
got
and one of them has a
flamethrower.
horn. Yours that?
The guy outside's got a flamethrower.
Oh yeah, blowtorch. Yeah, on a previous podcast there were some guys doing work and throwing stuff in our garden. My girlfriend was annoyed. It was the Christmas one. They're still doing work now.
Yeah, apparently
blowtorch
they're
and
now.
stuff.
Yeah, setting shit on fire.
Yeah, it's just let them get on with it. That's the guy who got a girl in my class pregnant. Nice guy, actually. I quite like him. Anyway, Michael Bublé.
Yeah, it's cringeworthy because he can sing. So why do you use autotune to the point where you can hear it?
Yeah, I shut him out to the point I don't listen for autotune.
Sort of smarmy so-and-so.
But I have a mum. I have a mother. She had me around for like Christmas, Hanukkah, cross, and she has an iPad and a CD player that mixes, so she can like control it from her iPad and stuff. And she was trying to get the music to work, and the only music she could get to play was Michael Bublé's new Christmas album. So that was on loop. Like, presents during the Christmas meal. I swore no Buble. We had Buble 6 times, and it was only when I went around for New Year's Eve and she said, "Oh, I can get Buble working." I was like, right, someone else get some fucking music working or I'm smashing the iPad. That we finally were allowed to change the music. Like,
I don't think it's a question of like a dislike in genre, because, you know, I prefer rock and indie and metal, but I have respect for anyone that makes good whatever music it is. It could be dance, rap, you know, whatever. But the Michael Buble and others, it's just something so false about it. Anyway, I'm ranting.
I fuck Buble. Seriously, any goodwill I had for him went out Christmas. If you listen to his album 4 or 5 times in a row and you want to shoot yourself in the head, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
No one has a
I'm
life.
fine with Buble as long as I don't have to listen to him.
Yeah, I'm
I
alright
have no
him
problem with
existing.
it. Yeah, I
actually,
have
yeah.
no problem with his
Yeah.
existence.
But yeah, it's
He's
like,
been away from
Congratulations,
us.
he's done well for himself. Yeah.
oh yeah, it's not about that. And like, as far as Christmas album goes, I suppose his is all right compared to the likes of Boyle and Alan Jones and what's his name, Armstrong. But it's just the fact that CDs is dead, music is dead, rock is dead, dying. It's quite sad, because what's happened is Simon Cowley shows have poisoned stuff. You know, it's
I don't know if it's dead.
Well,
I just think it's not quite.
it's not, the flame will never go out.
It's like
But
heavy metal.
it's
It
much-
always lives.
It's much lower than it used to be, and I just want it to come back a little bit
Yeah.
more. It's never going to be popular, never was, but it definitely has.
Yeah, it's alright. Tom, your basic bands are like Less Than Jake and stuff.
Yeah.
Mine are ska punk. Most of my bands I wasn't even alive when they came out, like the 80s. I was like, I love like the specials and that. So
Haley Reinhardt's awesome. She's
Haley
still-
Reinhardt
she's still around.
is very good.
Wow. Okay, Haley Reinhardt covering other songs is awesome.
Yeah,
Her
sounds
own
great.
music's
Love.
not that great, but
Oh.
it's a shame.
Okay, we need to go. This
Yeah.
is it.
Bye!
Thank you, Greg, for joining
you,
us.
thanks for
Thank
having
you,
me.
Tom. Whatever. Thank you, people, for listening. Bye.
Bye.
How long was that?
Still going?
Oh, fucking shut it off. I can't do this every time.